Good evening. I'm calling this Board of Adjustments meeting to order. It's 6:01 p.m.
Good afternoon. Item number 2, establishment of quorum. Miriam Cruz,
Present.
Albert Lagunas,
Here.
Jesus Ruiz,
Here.
David Oropesa.
Here.
We have a quorum with four members present. Item number 3, excuse absent commissioners' members. Do I have a motion?
Motion to not excuse absent members.
Second.
I have a motion made by Miriam Cruz to not excuse, second by Jesus Ruiz. All those in favor of the motion?
Aye.
Any nays? Any abstain? Motion carried. Item number 4, reading of the Board of Adjustment statement. Ms. Cruz, could you please read the statement?
Sure. The Zoning Board of Adjustment of the City of Socorro is now in session. The board is established under Article 211.008 of the Texas Local Government Code and Chapter 2, Division 5 of the Code. In appropriate cases and subject to appropriate conditions and safeguards, this board is empowered to make special exceptions or grant variances to the terms of the zoning ordinance that are consistent with the general purpose and the intent of the ordinance and in accordance with any applicable rules contained in the ordinance, and to hear appeals that allege an error on an order, requirement, decision, or determination made by an administrative official in the enforcement of the code. Your application or appeal will be decided only after you have had the opportunity to present evidence before the board for its consideration. Other parties interested in your case may also be heard at this time. No consultation among board members has been held in advance regarding your case. This board does not act in an arbitrary manner. You may be sure full consideration will be given to your case, and following this hearing, you will be promptly notified of the board's decision.
Item number 5, swearing in of all persons giving testimony. Ms. Cruz, could you please read the statement?
If I could please have everyone that's going to be testifying today raise your right hand. Si todos los que van a dar testimonio hoy pueden levantarse y alzar la mano derecha, por favor. You won't be talking? No?
Might as well.
Okay. Wasn't there someone online that was also going to be, they didn't join? We don't have anyone? English or Spanish? Español o en inglés? Español? English, English? Español? Okay. All right. ¿Juran decir la verdad y nada más que la verdad? Gracias. Ya se pueden sentar.
Item number 6, consider and take action on the approval of meeting minutes of May 30th, 2024. Do I have a motion?
Motion to,
We jinxed ourselves, we can't speak.
motion to approve.
Second.
I have a motion made by Miriam Cruz to approve, seconded by Jesus Ruiz. All those in favor of the motion?
Aye.
Any nays? Any abstain? Motion carried. Item number 7, consider and take action on the variance request for the municipal code section 46-238, 2A and D to allow a reduced rear yard setback of 9 feet instead of the 25 feet setback requirement, and a reduced front yard setback of 11 feet instead of 25 feet setback requirement for an addition at 771 Lupe Ana Lane, Socorro, Texas. Mr. Botello?
Good evening, Madam Chair and Commissioners. Jose Botello, planner with the City of Socorro. Item number 7 on the agenda is the variance request at 771 Lupe Ana Lane. And I'll let the presentation load on the screen. Thank you. I'm sorry, give me one moment, please.
Is this applicant here?
Yes. The first item is yours, or is it yours? Yes.
Thank you.
can still discuss.
No, they're getting
Can we just read it for you?
There we go. Oh, we got it. Sorry about that. So the applicant is requesting variance from the municipal code section 46-238, subsection 2A and D, to allow a reduced yard setback of 9 feet 10.5 inches instead of the 25-foot setback requirement, and a reduced front yard setback of 11 feet instead of the 25-foot setback requirement for an addition at 771 Lupe Ana Lane. So the property owner is Mr. Samaniego, who is present today. The zoning for the property is R1, which is single-family residential. The size of the property is 10,000 square feet. And so the summary of the request, the applicant is requesting a variance to allow both a reduction in the front and the rear setbacks for that addition to the existing residence. On the background, the applicant had requested a permit for the addition of the residence when staff noticed the plans showing the encroachment of the front and the rear of the setback. And so the issue is that under section 46-238, minimum yard setbacks, subsection 2 and A and D, there is a requirement to respect the 25-foot setbacks, but this is, of course, affecting the applicant's plans for his addition. And so staff recommends approval of the variance request from the municipal code section 46-238, subsection 2A and D, to allow the reduced rear yard setback of 9 feet 10.5 inches instead of the required 25-foot setback, and a reduced front yard setback of 11 feet instead of the 25-foot setback requirement for the addition at 771 Lupe Ana Lane, as it complies with all other additional regulations outlined in the ordinance, and it meets the spirit of the code. And so in the next slide, you'll see the application that was submitted by the applicant. The zoning map, the property is outlined in the red, with the red line, showing the yellow denoting the R1 single-family residential zoning district, followed by an aerial view of the property. These are some of the pictures taken from the property. You can see the front porch on both pictures.
Do we have a date for those? Sorry, do we have a date for when those were taken?
Oh, what, I'm sorry? What?
Do we know when those were taken, roughly?
It must have been
Would you
sometime
say-
in May, April or May this year.
Somewhere in the past.
Mhm. But this year. They were taken this year.
Thank you.
And then the following pictures show the separation. The picture on the left shows the structure encroaching the rear setback. And then the picture on the right shows the side of the house, so it's still respecting the side setbacks. And this is one of the site plans that was presented initially, followed by the site plan, which is where staff caught the encroachment of the setbacks. And so the applicant, Mr. Samaniego, did present the city with a letter stating that the as-built or the conditions of the addition were adequate. And then this supplemental document was also provided to staff. The applicant, Mr. Samaniego, went to gather signatures from residents within the area that are in support of his addition. There was no opposition to the addition that he's trying to build on the existing residence. And so once again, the summary of the request is for a variance from the municipal code section 46-238, subsection 2A and D, to allow a reduced yard setback of 9 feet 10.5 inches instead of the 25-foot setback requirement, and a reduced front yard setback of 11 feet instead of the 25-foot setback requirement for an addition at 771 Lupe Ana Lane. And at this time, staff can answer any questions, and we have Mr. Samaniego present as well to answer any questions.
So the concrete on this home was already built, they just framed over it? And this was,
I'm sorry, if you're going to speak, can you come over to the mic, please? Thanks.
so per the engineer, this was since 1989, right? And you guys just remodeled whatever was there already?
Correct, sir. Yeah, the only thing that we started was because the ceilings were collapsing.
Can you get
So,
closer to the mic?
um,
We can hear you, but the people on YouTube can't hear you,
sorry.
that's why.
The only thing we started this project was because the ceilings on the house were already collapsing. We had like over 30 years already. And so I ended up raising it 10 feet up. And from there, well, we just, escalated a little bit on the rooms, made it a little bit bigger.
You said the roof you raised 10 feet?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, yes, ma'am.
You raised it to 10 feet or you raised it 10 feet more?
Well, ceilings of 10 feet, and then the peak gets, I think it's like at 16.
And you pulled permit for that?
I'm sorry?
You pulled permit for that, right?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Okay.
sir, everything. Yeah,
So basically, this was already just grandfather, you just remodeled what was there already?
correct, sir.
I have a question. I know that we haven't unfortunately been able to have a meeting, and that these pictures are probably from April and May, or May. Is it safe to assume that you have finished the construction and that it looks finished now?
It's maybe.
And I wouldn't
like-
blame you if it has, just so you know. I'm just curious if it's already completed or you've been waiting for us.
No, I've been,
this whole
I've
time.
been waiting.
Okay.
On the addition that's on the site for that's like the only thing I have waiting on. Because
Okay.
I need to do an update survey, so I couldn't proceed because they need to move the lines of the electrical on top.
Where are those?
But it meets the setbacks, right? The site setbacks,
So, yeah,
the new addition?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
it's only 5 feet, right, for R1? Okay. I do appreciate the support from the neighbors that you gathered. I'm sure that wasn't easy. I am curious, though, you have your neighbor to the, well, I'm just gonna say to the right, 769, that signed it. Were you able to talk to, or did the person, whoever lives at 773 Lupe,
Oh,
Ana, call?
they don't live there no more, ma'am. They passed away a couple years back, and
Oh.
the house was evicted. Yes, they evicted them because I don't know what happened, ma'am, but they lost it. The bank has it right now.
Oh, okay. I was just curious, because I saw the support from, really everyone around, but
Yeah.
I didn't see that one, and so, and, Mr. Botellos, you said no one had called opposing. I think those were my only questions.
My only question was, Mr. Botello, I know last time we had an issue with like the engineer and then there wasn't the correct engineer, so like was this engineer the correct one that meets your standards or, city standards, not your standards? And then did they go out there? Cause I know it's just like the all work as done is structurally safe. So they went out there and inspected it?
Well, when we require affidavits from engineers, we can specify what kind of engineers, but in this case, it was not specified what kind of engineer to provide the as-built letter. And then the letter is sufficient to comply, so we wouldn't know if the engineer went out there to verify, but their seal is on the letter, so that, the liability is assumed by.
Yeah.
Well, and I think Mr. Samanio was nodding his head when you asked that. You said that you're saying he went out there.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you get on the mic, sir?
Yes, ma'am. Mr. David, the guy that did the plan, the the plan. He was the one that, actually, got a hold of that guy, and we're together doing all that stuff. I was working out of town at that moment, so, but I'm sure they were both there.
So the only reason why I was asking is just because some of the information is something that the engineer wouldn't specifically know, right? Like the 1989, or that it was grandfathered in, so I just wanted to make sure that he had gone and checked it out, rather than just be told, oh yeah, like, se hizo esto and this and that, but I don't have an issue with it if your recommendation is to approve.
Yeah. I have two more questions. The structure in the front,
Yes, ma'am.
is that a carport? Is that, is it gonna be more of a,
It's
¿cómo se
just
llama?
a porch, a high porch.
A porch?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not to put a car in there, because I don't even
No,
think
no,
it
no,
fits.
ma'am. No, ma'am.
Okay, it's just a port. And then we don't have a picture of the back setbacks, or kind of?
Yes, it's,
Oh. Because I think we have the side, I didn't see one of the back.
so this picture, on your left, the one that has the Home Depot logo, that's the rear portion of the structure. And then on the left, you see the block wall.
Mhm.
I got a question. On those pillars on the front that I'm looking at here, we had a case once that the pillars are just 2x4s. What are these pillars made of?
2x10s, sir, or 2x6s, I believe, doubled, and then, I think I have a picture right here.
Are they reinforced?
Yes, sir. They're like, done double round, cada corner. Let me find the picture and I'll show it.
And I see here, are you gonna put brick on it, around it, or just, what are you gonna do with
Oh,
those
on
pillars?
those pillars, yes, sir. I'm thinking of, putting like a little, or I don't know, brick or maybe, like a format around, like maybe 4 feet up, and then do, stucco on the, going up.
I mean, all this is gonna get inspected anyways, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, so structurally it's gonna be correct.
Yes, sir. It
Okay.
should be up standards, yes, sir.
So our guys are gonna go out there and check.
But they haven't yet, right, Mr. Botellos? Or,
No, because, so when the plans were being reviewed, that's when we noticed that the encroachment, so once the plans get approved, then, the inspector goes out to make sure that, depending on what phase they're in the process, everything is done according to the set of plans that are submitted.
thank you.
Yeah, because I'm looking at these pictures here on this pillage where the car is.
Yeah, I saw that.
What are they, 2x4s or 4x4s? Where the cars are?
Oh, 4x4, sir.
They're 4x4s?
Yes, sir. 4x4s and 2x10 on top.
Is there any way to zoom into that? I know it's a PowerPoint, but,
And then this is the pillar, so the, so no, for, the 2x10s or 2x6s.
you can just zoom in a little bit more. Yeah, that's,
Also, that porch right there, I was planning on, raising it more, so on that new plan that you guys got, it should be already how it's gonna end up looking at the end, on the blueprint you guys have. Cause that one, ahorita está medio short as where the old house was at, the old roof, so we're gonna raise it up, those 10 feet up. and Stuff.
And you're gonna reinforce all these pillars that are here right now, right?
Yes, sir.
Because if you add more, it's gonna be more weight on those.
I'm sorry?
If you raise it up more,
Mm-hmm.
isn't it gonna make those, the ones that are there, weak already, or you're gonna reinforce them, or what?
No, yeah, it's gonna be reinforced. It's gonna be actually more reinforced than what it is right now, actually. Porque I wasn't too happy how that one ended up. So the one that the guy that's helping me, pues he builds houses for El Paso Builders, and he's the one that's helping me out a lot on the structure. And he told me we're gonna double the 2x12s on top to make it more sturdy. Because right
Yeah,
now
so-
it's kind of like when you walk on it, it's kind of like wobbly, like a little bit.
Yeah.
So all that's gonna come down
You understand what I mean then on those?
on the 4x4s. Yes,
I
sir.
mean, it just looks,
Yeah.
could we see the picture that he, handed you, please?
Oh, okay.
So it's not, yeah, it's not into the cement, because the cement's old, right? You didn't,
Yes,
you weren't gonna
ma'am.
dig into the cement, yeah.
It's on top of the cement. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. I don't have any more questions.
I say a motion to pass.
Second.
I have a motion made by David Oropesa to approve, second by Jesus Ruiz. All those in favor of the motion?
Aye.
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 Appreciate it, guys.
Any nays? Any abstains? Motion carried. Item number 8, consider and take action on the variance request for the municipal code section 46-634 subsection 23A to allow 3 wall signs that total 160 square feet instead of the 150 square feet. Maximum area requirements at 12,300 Gateway East Boulevard, Socorro, Texas. Mr. Botello?
Good evening, Madam Chair and Commissioners. Jose Botero, planner with the City of Socorro. Item number 8 on the agenda is the variance request at
I was
12,300.
gonna say, that's the gentleman that she was asking about, right, that was supposed to be on for this item?
Yes.
And then the other gentleman is here for the third item, right?
Correct. Yes, sir.
Okay, I was making.
Is he online?
He's-
I was
No,
gonna say,
sir.
if he's not, then maybe we can skip to item 3 since the gentleman
Yeah.
is
Oh,
here.
yeah. I make a
Or
mo,
table the item if
to see,
they are
he
not
gets
here
on.
to answer questions.
I'll just say to move up item number 9 for now.
I'll make a motion to move up item number 9 to be next on the agenda.
Second.
I have a motion made by Jesus Ruiz to move up item number 9, second by Miriam Cruz. All those in favor of the motion?
Aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Any abstain? Motion carried. Item number 9, consider and take action on the variance request for the municipal code section 46-238, subsection 2A and D to allow a reduced rear yard setback of 10 feet instead of the 25 feet setback requirement, and a reduced front yard setback of 14 feet instead of the 25 feet setback requirement for the placement of a mobile home at 645 Grudev Circle, Socorro, Texas. Mr. Botello?
Good evening, Madam Chair and Commissioners. Item number 9 on the agenda is the variance request at 645 Gurdev Circle. So some general information on this request. The property owner is Mr. Juan Rodriguez, who is present in today's meeting. The current zoning for the property is R1, which is single-family residential. The size of the property is 6,100 square feet. So the summary, the applicant is requesting a variance to allow a reduced rear and front yard setback for the placement of a mobile home. And once again, the statement of the issue is section 46-238, minimum yard setbacks under subsection 2A and D of the City of Socorro's municipal codes detail the minimum yard setbacks required for an R1 single-family residential district, which affects the applicant's plans to place a new mobile home on the property. And staff recommends approval of the variance request from the municipal code section 46-238, subsection 2A and D, to allow a reduced rear yard setback of 10 feet instead of the 25-foot setback requirement, and a reduced front yard setback of 14 feet instead of the 25-foot setback requirement for the placement of a mobile home at 645 Gurdjieff Circle, as it complies with all other additional regulations outlined in the ordinance, and the request meets the spirit of the code. And so in the next slide, you'll see the applicant, the application submitted by the applicant, followed by the zoning map showing the property outlined in a red line, sorry. Followed by the aerial image. There is an existing mobile home on the property. And these are some of the pictures taken from Gurdjieff Circle. Followed by the site plan presented by the applicant, showing more or less where they want to place the new mobile home. And so in the following slide, you'll see in the supplemental document the mobile home that the applicant is planning on purchasing, which is 16 by 76 feet long. The property is 100 feet in width, so that leaves the applicant with 24 feet of space. So he decided to give a 10-foot separation in the back, in the rear portion, and 14 feet towards the front. And so the summary of the requests for a variance from the municipal code section 46-238, subsection 2A and D, to allow a reduced yard setback of 10 feet instead of the 25-foot setback requirement, and a reduced front yard setback of 14 feet instead of the 25-foot setback requirement for the placement of a mobile home at 645 Gurdjieff Circle. And at this time, staff can answer any questions. We also have Mr. Rodriguez present to answer any questions as well.
Thank you. I have a question for Señor Rodríguez, le tengo una pregunta. Si quiere. La mobile home, no sé cómo decir, la casa. ¿Ahorita esa es suya?
La estoy pagando.
Ah, bueno, pero
Sí,
es,
sí.
bueno, usted vive ahí. Y la idea es poner, obviamente, una más grande, más o menos exactamente donde está ahorita la que está allí, pero pues nomás es que como está más larga,
Sí.
por eso estamos aquí, ¿verdad?
Sí, en el mismo, quedaría en la misma posición que está esa, nomás con las reducciones del frente y de aparte de atrás,
Ujú.
porque del otro lado contrario tengo unos árboles y eso no los quisiera tocar.
Ya, mucha agua y mucho tiempo que han llevado a crecer. ¿Qué le iba a preguntar? Bueno, más bien creo que esa era la única pregunta que le tenía, que se iba a hacer más. Bueno, y me imagino también porque ahí están las conexiones ya del agua o electricidad o cosas así, ¿verdad?
Sí,
O
ya
sea,
está
que-
todo
que
ahí,
tiene sentido
la luz,
más
todo
bien
ahí.
tenerlo ahí. Ok, muchas gracias.
¿Es nueva la mobile home nueva que van a poner allí o
Sí, nueva.
es nueva?
Ujú. La que está ahorita es 1969 y está muy chiquita ya. Entonces, más bien es para mi hijo, es que quiero comprar la casa esa para, ya más, bueno, la trailer, ya más, pues nueva, pero más que está más grande.
¿Y usted vive aquí, verdad?
No,
Sí.
yo no vivo ahí. Yo vivo aquí en Socorro, pero no en esa propiedad. En esa propiedad ahorita están viviendo otras personas, pero el plan es que mi hijo se acaba de casar y ahí es donde va a empezar a vivir. Básicamente el terreno eso lo compré para él.
Es su hijo.
Sí, es mi hijo.
I don't see any problem with them trying to replacing that trailer for a bigger one, makes the neighborhood look a lot better. It's only, not that much, what is it in the back? That, what, 5 feet, 11 feet, or what? He puts a new one on. Yeah, you have 10 feet of separation. I don't think there's nothing wrong with that, because he's trying to make it better, look better, the neighborhood and everything.
Just the trailer itself, it will be a lot safer.
A lot safer,
For
because
everybody.
this one that we're seeing here,
Ujú.
it's too old, isn't it?
Sí,
1979, dijo.
1969.
Wow.
Más que cuando compré la propiedad ya estaba la traila ahí,
Mm.
entonces ahí se quedó hasta que ya planeamos, pues ya que ese era el plan desde un principio para mi hijo ese terreno, y ya ahora que ya lo necesita, pues decidimos, si aprobaban, meter la traila nueva.
Do we know when these pictures are from? This,
They were taken on Friday, this past Friday.
okay. ¿Nunca ha habido un problema por los buzones que están ahí enfrente de su propiedad?
No, nunca.
¿Uno de esos es suyo?
Sí,
¿Cuál?
el que está más para,
¿Más para la derecha?
sí, para la derecha.
Al fin, pues el más bonito. Los otros lo tienen que arreglar, los otros están medio caídos. Muchas gracias.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, who seconds?
I second it.
No, I second it. I
Okay,
second
I'll
it.
third.
You know what, I'll rescind my motion, you guys can fight over that one too.
I have a motion made by Jesus Ruiz to approve, second by David Oropesa. All those in favor of the motion?
Aye.
Aye.
It's-
Oh, I'm sorry, by Mr. Albert Lagunas.
Dust storm, porque aquí ya no llueve.
I had to learn how to turn that off.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, do we
Stricken.
move item number 8 back up?
We can, well, right, it's the next item. But I'm going to make a motion to table, unless they're on Zoom, I'm going to make a motion to table, since we wouldn't be able to ask questions.
Do I have a
So-
second?
No,
Yes, I'm
no.
sorry.
We can still talk about it, right? So, okay, so we have a motion and a second, right, that's on the table. But I just wanted to make sure, Mr. Botello, so like, your recommendation was to approve, right, the variance request regardless, with the 3 wall signs of 160 instead of 150, right?
Yes, sir.
Was, I guess, like, I know we already made a motion to table it, was there anything that the applicant was gonna provide that was otherwise to your recommendation? Like, were you all on the same page on that, on your recommendation?
Yes, so the business currently has 2 signs. They were proposing an additional sign, and it just by 10 square feet, they were going over the 150 square foot limitation, so that's why they came in prior to starting the work, or that's why they submitted the application.
Okay, so if we were to approve this, then they would be fine with it, and they wouldn't really have additional information to provide? Or if we were, I mean, to deny it, pues ya, que verdad.
Correct.
Okay.
You guys wanna talk about it? You just get it approved?
I mean, that's kind of what I was asking, if we approve it, if they were, that's what they were requesting, if that's what Mr. Botello was requesting, unless we have specific questions for the applicant, then I didn't see a reason to push it back another month when we can approve it now.
Yeah, but we approved it now, he didn't show up.
Yeah, well, he was here last time, and I think the issue was the same issue that we had with Mr. Car Wash, right? Like similar situation?
Yeah.
But I think this was just, what'd you say, a 10th of a foot or 10
I think it was like less, right?
foot square?
Yeah, so like whatever they have right now is compliant, and so I think,
Can we just,
Discuss
move
it?
the item up? Yeah.
Well, we still have it on the table, we can discuss it, and then at the end of the discussion, we can decide if we still want to table it or we want to make a
Ah.
decision now.
That's fine.
Yeah. Right, Marwan? Yeah, that's fine.
So it was just the 10th, they were just adding a third one. And it was, we just missed it by a little bit.
by 10 square feet, they're going over, so,
Can I
in
just-
summary, The little tree is what is causing the 10 square feet to be over. So they have where it says Apescape, and then, I guess you could see it better on the staff report, but it says, plant, water, strive, live life, that's already, on the building, and so the small tree is what they're adding. And, you know, once again, that's, since they're only going over the 10 square feet and totaling 160 square feet, that's where the variance would be needed to be approved for them to install it.
So it would be for the B,
Yes.
right, for the
Mhm.
letter B, the way that it's
Letter B.
shaped into the tree?
Correct.
Oh, okay.
I have a question. In all of these presentations, I noticed that we didn't have the map that usually shows like what section of Socorro it is. And that usually helps me like try to figure out where exactly it is, because I don't know all the streets in Socorro. I would like to think I do, but I don't. And I know this is on the gateway, and I'm assuming it's on the furthest east point of Socorro. Is that right, or close to? Because I don't know where it is.
Yeah, my apologies, I can include the location map on future reports, but yes, this is along Gateway East Boulevard, on a section passing Horizon Boulevard. So if you're on Horizon Boulevard, you reach Gateway East, you turn right. I believe it's within a quarter mile.
And I don't recognize this. Oh, okay, I was about to say, I think it's deep into the property, or, you know, deep further into the property from the gateway, it looks like.
Yes, you have to drive about 150, 200 feet into the property.
To get into, yeah, okay. What's the property next to it? This gray one, right here? What's, where you see trailers? Is that a public, is that a business? Do we know? It's gray. Unclassified.
I'm not too sure, to be honest. The one on the right?
On the right.
It's Southwest Freight Lines. I'm on Google Maps.
Southwest what?
Says Southwest Freight Lines,
Freight lines? Oh, okay.
Google Maps.
I was gonna pull it up, but yeah, it's only 10 square feet. And you're saying that it's only the tree, so are they replacing currently, like, there's a B there right now, but they're just gonna replace the whole B so that there's a tree, or they're only adding the little leaves at the top?
No, I believe they're so the logo, the B with the leaves is what they're gonna be installing, because they already have, in the front, they already have the name of the company, which is Apescape, and then they have, the wording.
Instead of a
Oh.
tree, could they make it like into a little weed, and then that'll be better instead, no?
What, is it a landscaping company, or?
Yes.
Mhm. I guess the tree would help them. Yeah, I was just curious, so sorry. So they're gonna add one little B at the front, and then they're gonna replace the B on the sign that's already there with the little B with the tree, right? That's the ask, because the little B isn't already on the property? I think there's other wordings that are on top of, in front.
It's hard to tell from this picture, but, so the side, you can already see Apescape as you drive into the property. The top picture is the approach, the bottom picture is a closer look, so the entrance is on the side, kind of. You enter looking at the side of the building with the slope coming downwards where it says Apescape, but the entrance on the right, that's where you have the letters, live, No,
So you
plant
see on
water-
that picture, right on top of the doors or the windows, there's wordings. Are we
Yeah,
counting- Were we
that's-
counting that as a sign?
Yeah, the plant, water,
Strive,
Strive,
live life? Uh-huh.
live life, that's already there, but they're showing the rendering of the bee, the bee with the leaves, which
The
is what they're.
logo on the
logo.
top of the triangle, if you look at the photo on the bottom, do you see where they've placed the logo, which is just the bee with the plant, with the leaves? Right in the piquito. That's what they're adding. So it's,
Right, no, I understand, but what I'm asking is, are we including plant, water,
Yes.
strive, live
Yes.
life as
Yes.
part of?
Yes, ma'am,
The
that's
signs.
part of the square footage that is currently in compliance, and so they're
With signage.
introducing.
Okay. Make a motion to, oh,
In the middle of nowhere.
yeah, I make a motion to approve.
Yeah,
All right, so we have a motion and a second to table.
I almost want to tell them to make it bigger. They're so far from the gateway.
I have a motion made by,
Mary?
Oh, I'm sorry, I withdraw my motion to table and I make a motion to approve with staff recommendations of any.
do I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion made by Miriam Cruz to approve, second by David Oropesa. All those in favor of the motion?
Aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Any abstain? Motion carried. Item number 10, consider and take action on the adjournment of this meeting. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Move. Second.
I have a motion made by Miriam Cruz to adjourn this meeting, second by Albert Lagunas. All those in favor of the motion?
Aye.
Any nays? Any abstain? Motion carried. The meeting adjourned at 6:43 PM. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.